What if I told you that one of the most powerful hidden treasures in America is not buried underground, not locked inside a museum, but quietly sitting inside old drawers, dusty jars, forgotten coin albums, and even junk boxes across the United States? What if I told you that a single 1-cent coin, something people ignore every single day, has silently crossed into life-altering money territory at today's auctions, and most people don't even realize what they're holding? Tonight on New Channel we are uncovering something shocking, something emotional, something that has stunned collectors, auction houses, and investors alike. These are not just coins, these are sleeping giants that have turned into financial weapons, rising in value while the world wasn't watching. Stay with me, because the coins, and not exaggerations, these are verified, in demand, aggressively hunted treasures in today's United States auction market. And the first coin we are about to reveal is one that people have accidentally lost, spent, and given away without ever knowing they were holding something that could change their financial story forever. Do not skip, do not blink, because once you understand what makes this coin special, you will never look at a wheat penny the same way again. Welcome. Coin number 1. The 1934 1-cent coin is one of those American coins that almost everyone has seen, many have touched, and countless people have spent without ever realizing what it could become in the right condition. At first glance, it looks simple, ordinary, even boring to the untrained eye. A brown or reddish copper penny with Abraham Lincoln on the front and wheat ears on the back. But what most people don't understand is that this coin comes from a very specific moment in American history. And that moment is exactly what makes certain examples of the 1934 wheat cent incredibly powerful in today's auction market. The year 1934 sits deep inside the Great Depression era. America was struggling, families were surviving day to day, and money moved constantly from hand to hand. Coins were heavily used, dropped, scratched, cleaned, and worn down by necessity. Because of that, finding a 1934 wheat cent today in high-grade condition is far more difficult than most people realize. Millions were minted, yes, but survival in premium condition is where the real story begins. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and it carries no mint mark. It's composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that classic warm tone collectors love. The weight is approximately 3.11 grams. The diameter is 19 millimeters, and the design is part of the legendary Lincoln Wheat Cent series that collectors worldwide aggressively chase. Here's where things get interesting. The value of a 1934 1-cent coin depends almost entirely on condition and color. Most worn examples are common and worth modest amounts. But when you step into the territory of red or red-brown examples with sharp details, original luster, and no harsh cleaning, the numbers change fast. In certified high grades, this coin stops being pocket change and starts becoming a serious asset. At today's United States auctions, high-grade 1934 wheat cents, especially those graded MS-66 red or higher, have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. These are not guesses or internet rumors. These are verified auction results. Coins that once bought a piece of bread are now competing for space in elite collections. Investors and advanced collectors aggressively hunt these pieces because they represent a perfect combination of history, scarcity in condition, and long-term demand. Even small details matter. Strike quality, original mint luster, clean fields, sharp wheat lines, and strong Lincoln features can push value dramatically higher. One tiny mark, one cleaning attempt, or one loss of original color can separate a $20 coin from a $2,000 coin. That's why professionals always say, never clean your old pennies. What looks like dirt to you could be decades of value. Another factor that drives demand is nostalgia. The wheat penny is emotional. It connects people to grandparents, old jars, and forgotten collections. That emotional connection fuels bidding wars when pristine examples appear at auction. Collectors don't just buy metal. They buy stories, survival, and history. The shocking truth is that many 1934 wheat cents are still sitting unnoticed in old drawers, albums, and boxes across the country. People inherit them, ignore them, or spend them without ever checking the condition. And somewhere among those ordinary-looking pennies could be a coin that the market would fight over today. This is why knowledgeable collectors slow down, inspect carefully, and verify professionally. A single cent, properly preserved, properly graded, can outperform many modern investments. And the market isn't cooling down. Demand for classic U.S. copper continues to rise, especially for Depression-era coins with strong eye appeal. So if you ever come across a 1934 1-cent coin, don't dismiss it. Look at the color. Look at the details. Look at the surfaces. Because what seems small today could be a silent giant tomorrow. If you enjoy discovering hidden value, forgotten history, and real auction-backed coin stories, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss what could be hiding in plain sight. Thank you for watching, stay curious, and remember, sometimes the smallest coin carries the biggest surprise. Now let's begin with the first reveal, and this is where the story becomes truly powerful. The coin we are starting with is the 1935 1-cent coin with a small D mint mark, struck at the Denver Mint, a piece that many people have seen, touched, and ignored without ever understanding its true potential. On the surface, it looks simple, even ordinary, but beneath that copper skin lies a history, a rarity profile, and a market demand that has been quietly building for decades. The 1935 D-cent was produced during a time when America was still recovering from economic hardship, and minting quality varied greatly, which is exactly why high-grade examples today are so difficult to find. Most of these coins entered circulation immediately, were heavily used, and suffered wear, scratches, and damage, making clean, well-preserved pieces exceptionally scarce. What truly separates this coin from the rest is condition and originality. A 1935 D-cent that retains sharp details, strong wheat lines, full lettering, and original mint luster instantly moves into a completely different financial category. Coins that were part of old mint sets or carefully stored collections have shown explosive performance at modern U.S. auctions. Collectors aggressively compete for examples with rich color, minimal contact marks, and strong eye appeal, because they know opportunities to acquire them are becoming fewer every year. Even slight differences in grade can mean the jump from a modest value into hundreds or even thousands of dollars, and in elite certified conditions, prices climb far beyond what most people would ever expect from a 1-cent coin. This is why the 1935 D is no longer just a wheat penny. It is a recognized collectible asset. Auction houses report consistent demand. Investors see it as a stable historical store of value. And seasoned collectors understand that once these coins disappear into long-term collections, they rarely return to the open market. Many were lost, spent, or destroyed over time, which silently increased the value of the survivors. Today, when one appears with strong preservation, it doesn't sit unnoticed. It is immediately identified, graded, and pursued. This is the exact reason drawers, jars, and forgotten albums still matter. Somewhere, someone unknowingly holds a 1935 D-cent that could rewrite their understanding of money and history. This coin proves that true treasure does not always shine loudly. Sometimes it waits patiently, growing stronger in value as the years pass. And this is only the beginning, because once you understand what the 1935 D represents, you begin to realize that America's smallest coins can carry the biggest financial surprises. Now we move forward to the next coin, and this one carries a completely different kind of power, history, and emotional weight. The 1938 1-cent coin with no D mint mark, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, is far more than just another wheat penny. This coin represents the final chapter of an era, the closing moment of the legendary Lincoln Wheat cent design before the United States Mint transitioned to a new look in 1939. That fact alone gives the 1938 cent a permanent place in American numismatic history, because collectors are always drawn to last-year issues, and demand for them never truly fades. At first glance, the 1938 cent may appear common, because millions were produced. But true value is never decided by mintage numbers alone. What matters is survival, condition, and originality. Most 1938 cents entered circulation immediately and were used heavily during a time when coins were tools of daily survival, not collectibles. As a result, the majority of these coins today are worn, dull, discolored, or damaged. Finding a 1938 cent with sharp wheat lines, full Lincoln details, clean fields, and original mint luster is becoming increasingly difficult with each passing year. This is exactly why collectors pay close attention when one surfaces in high grade. The absence of a mint mark tells us it was produced in Philadelphia, the main mint, but that does not make it insignificant. In fact, Philadelphia issues in top condition often command strong premiums because they are widely collected and serve as essential key pieces for complete wheat cent sets. A well-preserved 1938 cent is often the final piece collectors need to close their wheat penny albums, and that emotional drive pushes competition higher at auctions. Coins certified in upper mint state grades consistently show strong results, and examples with blazing red color or beautiful red-brown toning can multiply in value far beyond what most people imagine a 1-cent coin could be worth. Market performance tells a clear story. In today's United States auction environment, certified 1938 cents with exceptional eye appeal are actively hunted. Investors appreciate them for their historical stability, while collectors value them as symbolic endings to a classic American design. Even circulated examples hold steady value, but once the coin crosses into higher grades, prices rise rapidly. A single grade difference can mean the jump from a modest collectible into a serious four-figure coin, especially when originality and color are preserved. What makes this coin even more powerful is its psychological importance. The 1938 cent is the last wheat penny people might unknowingly find in everyday places. Old jars, inherited collections, forgotten boxes. It is often overlooked because people assume no mint mark means no value, which is one of the biggest myths in coin collecting. In reality, no mint mark simply means Philadelphia, and Philadelphia coins in elite condition are often the backbone of high-end collections. This misunderstanding is exactly why hidden treasures still exist. The 1938 1-cent coin proves that value is not always loud or obvious. It grows quietly through time, scarcity, collector demand, and historical meaning. It stands as a reminder that the smallest denomination can carry the heaviest story, and that a single cent, saved unknowingly for decades, can transform into a powerful financial and historical asset. This coin is not just copper. It is the final echo of an era, a closing signature of American coinage history, and a silent opportunity waiting to be recognized by the person lucky enough to hold it. Now we move into the post-war American story with the 1956 1-cent coin bearing the small D mint mark, struck at the Denver Mint, a coin that perfectly represents the quiet strength of mid-20th century U.S. coinage. This cent was produced during a period of economic growth, industrial expansion, and rising consumer culture in the United States, when coins were being minted in massive quantities to support everyday commerce. Because of that, the 1956 D cent is often misunderstood and underestimated, yet in reality it holds a very specific and increasingly respected place in the modern wheat penny market. While millions of 1956 D cents were struck, quantity does not equal quality. The majority of these coins were released directly into circulation and experienced heavy use. Over time, they developed wear, dull surfaces, carbon spots, scratches, and discoloration. As decades passed, many were melted, lost, or damaged, and only a small percentage survived in truly high-grade condition. This is where the real value story begins. A 1956 D cent that shows sharp strike detail, full wheat ears, strong Lincoln features, clean fields, and original mint luster instantly separates itself from the common population and enters collector territory. Collectors today pay very close attention to surface quality and color on this issue. Red examples with strong, original copper brilliants are significantly scarcer than most people realize. Coins that remain fully red, without turning red-brown or brown, command strong premiums at U.S. auctions. Even red-brown examples with attractive toning and minimal marks are in demand, especially when certified by major grading services. The Denver Mint strike quality on 1956 cents varied, so coins with strong definition and balanced eye appeal are aggressively sought after. From a market perspective, the 1956 D-cent has shown steady and reliable performance. It may not be a headline-grabbing rarity, but it is a foundation coin, one that serious collectors need to complete high-grade wheat cent sets. Investors also recognize its strength because it represents a stable era of U.S. coinage with consistent demand. Prices climb sharply as grades increase, and in top mint state levels, auction results can surprise even experienced collectors. The difference between an average mint state coin and a top-tier example can mean the difference between a small collectible and a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. What makes this coin especially interesting is how often it is overlooked. Many people assume that coins from the 1950s are automatically common and low value, and because of that assumption, countless 1956 D-cents have been ignored, mishandled, or spent over the years. Yet hidden among them are exceptional survivors. Coins that sat untouched in rolls, albums, or old collections, slowly becoming rarer as time passed. These are the coins that now emerge as serious assets when rediscovered. The 1956 D1-cent coin tells a story of quiet accumulation of value. It proves that not every valuable coin needs to be ancient or dramatic. Sometimes value is built through survival, condition, and steady collector demand over decades. This cent stands as a reminder that America's everyday money, especially when preserved against the odds, can evolve into something far greater than its face value. It is another example of how a single cent, overlooked for generations, can carry history, stability, and financial potential far beyond what most people would ever expect. Now we arrive at the final coin in this journey, and it is a powerful one to end on. The 1958 1-cent coin with no mint mark, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, is not just another wheat penny. It is the last regular-issue Lincoln Wheat cent ever produced for circulation in the United States. This fact alone gives the 1958 cent a permanent and emotional place in American coin history, because after this year, the iconic wheat design disappeared forever and was replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial reverse. Collectors around the world recognize last year coins as natural anchors of value, and the 1958 cent stands as the closing signature of a design that had served America for nearly half a century. Although millions of 1958 cents were minted, survival in premium condition is the true challenge. These coins were struck at a time when copper cents were still used heavily in daily commerce, and most were quickly circulated, stacked, counted, dropped, and worn down. As a result, the majority of surviving examples today show flat wheat lines, weakened Lincoln details, contact marks, stains, or color loss. Finding a 1958 cent with sharp strike quality, strong lettering, clean surfaces, and original mint luster is far more difficult than most people realize, especially in full red condition. This is why top-grade examples command serious attention in the modern dollar market. From a value perspective, the 1958 no-mint mark cent has developed strong and consistent demand. Circulated examples hold steady collectible value, but once the coin reaches higher mint state levels, the price curve rises sharply. Certified red examples, particularly those with exceptional eye appeal and originality, can reach hundreds and even thousands of dollars at U.S. auctions. In elite grades, competition becomes intense because collectors understand that this is the final opportunity to own the end of the wheat cent era in pristine condition. Every year, fewer untouched examples remain, and that natural scarcity continues to push values upward. What makes this coin especially powerful is its symbolic weight. The 1958 cent represents an ending, and endings matter deeply in collecting. It is often the final coin needed to complete a full wheat penny set, and that emotional drive fuels aggressive bidding. Investors also respect this issue because it combines history, widespread recognition, and long-term stability. Unlike speculative pieces, the 1958 wheat cent has a built-in audience that will always exist as long as American coin collecting continues. Many people mistakenly believe that a coin without a mint mark cannot be valuable, but the 1958 cent proves the opposite. Philadelphia issues in top condition form the backbone of the highest quality collections. Countless examples were spent, lost, or mishandled simply because people assumed they were common. Yet hidden among old jars, rolls, and inherited collections are exceptional survivors that now carry life-changing potential in the dollar market. As the final coin in this series, the 1958 1-cent coin stands as a reminder that true value often lies at the end of a story. It is not just copper and not just a penny. It is the closing chapter of an American icon, a coin that marks the transition from one era to another. For those fortunate enough to find one in outstanding condition, it represents history, demand, and financial opportunity all in a single cent. Thank you for staying with us to the end of this journey, and never underestimate the power of the smallest coin in your hand.